Hello and welcome to the channel. 9 years ago, plus a week to the day, 276 girls from the government secondary school Chibok, Borno State were violently abducted, while our incoming vice president-elect, Kashim Shettima, was still the governor of the state. Some were lucky enough to escape, others were freed, but 96 are still unaccounted for and presumably still in captivity. Have we forgotten them? Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Chibok girls, 9 years after. The nation is still awaiting the return of the remaining schoolgirls. Last Friday marked the 9th anniversary of the violent abduction of 276 girls from the government secondary school Chibok, Borno State by BH insurgents. While 57 of the girls were able to escape from their captors, 16 were later rescued and 107 have at different times been released through negotiations, with 96 of the girls still unaccounted for. Amnesty International has reminded the federal government of its obligation to their traumatized parents. As we have repeatedly pointed out on this page, This Day magazine, giving up on the remaining Chibok girls cannot be an option for any self-respecting society. While they may have been away for so long, it can never be too late to bring them back home. In a vibrant country such as ours, the issue of citizens in distress should always be on the front burner of public discourse. Nigerians also need the assurance that the federal government has the capacity to defend them as they go about their lawful pursuits within the country. When the mass abduction occurred on 14th April 2014, there was global outrage with a series of protests under the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls, BBOG, launched in Abuja. Demand for the rescue of the girls resonated in a manner never seen before. World leaders, first ladies, human rights activists, renowned journalists, international organizations, and the ordinary people joined the global advocacy for their rescue. The Safe Schools initiative was also launched in Abuja to build community security groups that would promote safe zones for education, consisting of teachers, parents, police, and community leaders. We cannot stand by and see schools shut down, girls cut off from their education, and parents in fear of their daughters' lives, said former British Prime Minister Gordon Brown, then UN Special Envoy on Education at the launch. Unfortunately, the idea has since been abandoned despite the billions of naira initially invested in it, and in the last 9 years, options in the efforts to rescue the remaining Chibok girls have ranged from outright military action to negotiations. It was not until January 2017 when there was a breakthrough with the release of the first batch comprising 21 girls. 4 months later, another set comprising 82 of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls were released following a collaboration between the Department of State Service, DSS, and the military, as well as the Swiss government and the international community of the Red Cross, ICRC. The fact that thousands of students, mostly female, have since been abducted in several other attacks on schools by gunmen seems to have normalized this most heinous crime. As we therefore remember the remaining Chibok girls, concerns by the United Nations Children's Fund (UNICEF) over growing attacks on school children in Nigeria should be taken seriously by the authorities. In recent years, repeated attacks on schools have created fear in many vulnerable students and their parents, especially in some sections of the country, and is affecting their attitude to education. This bodes ill for the country. When a school is under attack and students become targets, according to Manuel Fontaine, a senior UNICEF official, not only are their lives shattered, but the future of the nation is also stolen. In a democracy, freedom remains the most fundamental right. That freedom is diminished for as long as there is a citizen held in captivity. Besides, The value of every life is the ultimate measure of a nation's sovereign integrity and democratic credentials. The global solidarity demonstrated in the wake of the abductions 9 years ago is ample evidence of our shared humanity. That explains why we cannot as a country afford to give up on the remaining girls. For sure, the political landscape of the country has changed since the abduction, but that is cold comfort for their parents who continue to keep hope alive that their children will be rescued from wherever they are and be brought back home alive. The remaining 96 Chibok girls have been away for such a long time. The authorities must locate their whereabouts and rescue them. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. After their rescue, Mary Dauda and Hawa Joseph, two rescued girls abducted from the GGSS Chibok in Borno in 2014, have revealed that more than 20 missing others are still in Gazuwa camp in Sambisa forest. Mary Dauda, who recounted her experience in the hands of the insurgents, said she could still vividly recall her compulsory marriage 8 years ago after she was abducted at the age of 18 years. Dauda said she walked through the deadly forest for many days before she found help. Like the others conscripted by the militants, she had been told that she would be hunted down and killed if she deserted. She said, "I took excuse from Malam Ahmed that I will be visiting my relative from Chibok in the town of Ngoshe, and he gave me 1 week. That is when I began my journey for freedom. I left Sabil Huda, popularly known as the camp of Abubakar Shekau, and proceeded towards Jemiya and Parisu, where I met some of the Mujahideen's. They asked where I was going, and I told them I was given permission to visit my sister in Ngoshe. I finally arrived Gava village in Gwoza. After walking for many hours through the deadly forest under hardship condition, I asked some people to direct me to the home of the daughter of Chibok. After meeting her, I told her of my plans to return home. She told me she had wanted to come with me, but her husband has placed her on a strict surveillance for attempting to run. I then left her and proceeded toward Ngoshe town. On my way, I met an old man who promised to help me to escape, but he told me that it won't be possible in the afternoon until the sun had set. At about 8 p.m., he took me to Ngoshe town and told me to pass the night in the outskirts of the town and proceed the next morning. When the day broke, I took myself to some soldiers where I was rescued with my baby. She said, "I hope the remaining girls secure their freedom too." That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.